Hey Aquarius, welcome to Sunshine Heart-Based Tarot. This is going to be a general energy reading. I'm using this new deck that I got, the Wild Archetype, or the Archetype of the Wild Unknown, I think it's called, right? The Archetypes Guidebook, right? So I've been using this for the last few readings. It's pretty cool. Like, I'm doing this reading where we're tapping into your root, heart, and crown chakra. And look at that, the cave came out right as I said the root, so we'll take that for your root chakra. And then I'm clarifying, well, with some tarot. I'm gonna put all of that back because I don't even know. Let's get a proper card here. All right, so the cave representing the root. So we'll read the book and see what that means because I don't know this deck well enough yet. The cave makes me think of like hermit energy kind of going within. So that could be kind of what you're rooted in. You could be a little bit more, you know, keep to yourself kind of person. But it says the card of the root represents the grounding or the lack thereof by which you navigate your core fears, habits, and stuckness. It can also point to the state of your primary relationships, family of origin, or current community or lovers. All right, there we go. We got the heart chakra is the eternal child, okay? So that's what your heart chakra is grounded in, and that says, it'll tell you a deep longing, calling, or conflict that is at the center of all centers within the psyche. Without knowing and spending time with the energy within the heart, one can never be satisfied. So maybe there's some work that you have to do there with the inner child. And then I'm going to take both of these that came out for the crown. We have the animal and the forest for your crown chakra, and that represents a part of you that wants to reach beyond the self, more etheric, towards heaven, towards the supernatural. And it can also show you what could be blocking. So, okay, let me put these down. And let's start with the cave. So this is card number 32. Oh my God, I opened right up to it. That's crazy. All right, the dark, the portal, the interior. Those who are fortunate enough to find and enter the cave are forever changed. It is a place of potent power. I feel like this is you, Aquarius. I feel like you are the cave. And if people are lucky enough to be able to come into your energy, like they get to experience that, and they are forever changed. It is a place of potent power, acting both as a portal to another realm and a space for sacred ritual and initiation. The cave is a place to return for meaningful retreat where one can see the true self in the darkness. In esoteric teachings, the cave is known to reside in the center of the heart. Okay, well, it's not in your heart chakra, but that's okay. Within its walls, the whispers of compassion and self-understanding can be heard. So is this something you struggle with? Do you struggle with compassion, like self-compassion? Are you kind to yourself? Because of its mystery and power, many of us fear the cave and never try to find it. I feel like you're very deep, like you're a deep person. We busy ourselves in the bright lights of the city while the cavernous and dimly lit chamber calls out to us in the night. Where is your cave? You already know. Return to it and tend the fire. Maybe something needs to be ignited within you, Aquarius. The sacred center within, but when it's blocked, it can be like too withdrawn and hiding. So maybe this is something you've always felt the need or the struggle to balance, like since you were little, is this like going within this cave and like withdrawing and being isolated versus still being, you know, a functional part of society. Tell me more about the cave and how this grounds Aquarius in their root chakra. Wow, two major arcana, Justice and the Empress, both in reverse. Okay, tell me more about this. Okay, this isn't going to resonate for everyone, but for some of you, I don't know if you've been trying to get pregnant and you haven't been able to get pregnant, and you're like really struggling with this right now. You could have gone deep within. You could even have had a little bit of a depression. Tell me more though. Why do we have Justice in reverse and the Empress in reverse, clarifying the cave for Aquarius? The Eight of Wands is in reverse. The Knight of Pentacles, the Seven of Wands is in reverse. One more. And the Eight of Pentacles. You could have felt like people conspired against you your whole life. Like there's just been attacks after attack. Like no matter what you do, no matter how much you try to better yourself or create, there's just things are always happening that are unfair, like attacks on you. And I feel like this has really caused you to go within a lot of your life and to keep, but you keep trying, you keep trying to master this. You keep maybe mastering it is not mastering it, right? Maybe mastering this and figuring this out is just surrendering to it and letting it go to the universe. But yeah, that is what you are grounded in. What is this Empress in reverse? It's like an inability to create, right? The Empress in reverse is kind of dried out. She's given, maybe you've given too much of yourself to others throughout your life too, and this could be an injustice. This needs to stop. There's another route that you could be taking right now, or you're being rerouted for some of you. Okay. Let's move on to the Eternal Child, which is showing up in your heart chakra. So again, this is your deep longing, calling, or conflict that's at the center of all centers within the psyche. The Eternal Child, card number 4. Sometimes picking these up with these nails is a struggle. Okay. The Eternal Child. It says, the inner child, the child of joy. The eternal child is connected to the timeless, ageless, and infinite aspects of life. It is radiant and fearless and seeks joy above all else and at any cost. It struggles being bound to an aging body with physical limitations in a world that demands attention to detail and logistics. The eternal child wants to nix all rules and responsibilities and go beyond what others say is possible. It wants to return with plenty of friends to the land of the free, where divine wine and creativity pour from the earth and sky. We all want a sip from the well of eternal youth, and this makes the eternal child naturally popular, perhaps even famous. The eternal child glimmers. It reminds us of what is possible and what is magical about this precious life. So this is about joy, playfulness, and acceptance and magic. But when it's in its dark side, it's addiction and it becomes selfish, adrift, and burns out. So you long for life, for excitement, for joy. Maybe you've got a little Peter Pan syndrome. Maybe you don't want to grow up. You're a Toys R Us kid. It says this archetype is so spirited that when its appetite for life isn't satisfied, it seeks spirits and substance elsewhere. Okay, so some of you could have also struggled with some addiction, right? This could be a struggle for you that you have to get over, is like that feeling of wanting more and wanting more, and that adrenaline, and like constantly, like maybe some of you are adrenaline junkies as well. The eternal child struggles with addictions of all varieties. That's what I'm saying. If it's not drugs, it could be food, or it could be thrill, it could be sex, like whatever it is, there's an unsatiable wanting more, right? And this is what you have to kind of deal with in your heart chakra. Leos are kind of like that too. Leos have I think fire signs have addictive personalities, so maybe you've got some strong fire in your chart as well, Aquarius. But Spirit, can you tell me more about this eternal child for Aquarius, please? Four of Cups. This, not being satisfied. The Star is in reverse. You could have felt like you've been abandoned, like you could have lost it all as well. Yeah, you could have lost it all, but you could still be holding on to what was. Yeah, I'm definitely like High Priestess, but you know better, or you've got like some sort of divine spirits working with you. Okay, the Four of Cups is showing me like an apathy. You're bored, right? But I feel like with the Star in reverse, it's like almost like it's this tug and pull, this back and forth of, you know, believing in the divine and your spirituality and your tether, and allowing things that once were to go and to be reborn. I feel like this is a struggle, but with the High Priestess here, you know, I do feel like you're going to conquer this, or this is what you're doing right now. Like, you're learning how to be this High Priestess. You're learning how to let things go and to be okay with that, right? Things, they're called the good old days for a reason, because it's not how it is now, and it's beautiful. But what if these are the good old days, right? What if you're living some good old days right now that you're going to look back on in a year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, and be like, oh my gosh, remember that? So like, enjoy the time that you're living in, and enjoy the things, even if they look different, okay? Because you could be creating the good old days right now as we speak. So keep that eternal child alive, but learn how to control it. Okay. Finally, for your crown chakra, we have the forest. And again, for the crown, this is your ascension, right? So we have the forest, and the animal. So card number 36 and card number 19. So let's go to the forest first. Okay. The woods, the thicket, the jungle. Consider for a moment your earliest memory of the forest. It's likely it included all the mythic dynamics of this archetypal space. A little fear, a little enchantment, perhaps losing your way, perhaps discovering a secret mystical treasure. Such is the magic of the forest. It requires first that you enter it, and then that you get lost within it. You may think there is a path to lead you straight through, but soon enough, you'll be on what is known as the pathless path. There are tricksters here, dense foliage and entanglement, but equally present are the glimmers of fairy light and friends among the trees. You're on an adventure now, and there's no turning back. So embrace the dim light and the moving shadows, whether literal or imaginal. Brave the forest and get lost getting found. Wow. So you could be lost in the thick of things right now, right? You could be in the middle of it. Things could be feeling really dense, but know that spirit is your tether. You are always tethered to the divine, okay? See that line right there? You're always tethered, so you have no worries about that. Let me see what the animal says, because you could have an animal spirit with you in the forest right now. The beast, the wild one, the she-wolf. We are mammals. The hair on our chest and between our legs reminds us so. We try hard to deny our unrefined animalistic nature, yet through this archetype we tap into power and direction. Activating the animal within means reawakening our relationship to nature in the most broad and embodied sense, drinking from waterfalls, roaring at the moon, opening eyes underwater, eating berries from the vine. The life force of our planet begs us to set down the devices, the constraints, and the social constructs, and remember the warm blood that pulses through our veins. The animal longs for breath, food, procreation, and physicality. It wants soil under our nails and starlight on our skin. If this all sounds terribly unsophisticated to you, take note that it is said that when Buddha became enlightened, he roared like a great lion. So I feel like this trip, this journey, like this traversing this forest is going to bring out the animal within you. It's really going to fucking wake you up, okay? So if you're going through it right now, if you're in this forest, know that this is part of your story. This is part of the journey. You're meant to go through this, and it's going to fucking wake up that dog inside of you, like, for real. With the animal here, like, yeah. Tell me more, Spirit, about activating this crown chakra for Aquarius. The Magician, stop it. The Magician. So you have the ability to literally create whatever you want. You can transmute energy. Like, you are the Magician and the Queen of Cups. You're creating love through this experience. You're manifesting and create. Oh my God, stop it. You're creating love and family and joy, and your soul is going to come alive after this. There's something about really tapping into your emotions as you're going through this journey. Yeah, I felt like that was the last one. That's crazy. So know that you're going to come out of this on the other side even more of a high priestess, right? We've got the high priestess. I almost said queestess. The high priestess and the Queen of Cups, right? This is what you are developing into. This is what you're morphing into. This is what you're learning, and this is what you're becoming as you go through these trials and tribulations. Beautiful energy awaits you on the other side. Yeah, Eight of Cups. Okay, but there's a sacrifice. So, right, there's always a sacrifice. When we want something or we want more of something, we typically have to let something go. We have to make room for it, right? So definitely a sacrifice here. Okay, Three of Cups in reverse. There could have been, you could have walked away from a relationship with some infidelity. Yes, someone had options or choices here, but you're choosing to walk away. You're a little bit stuck in the good old days. I get it. The memories and whatnot are kind of bringing you back in. Thank you, Spirit. But Spirit's saying, Queen of Swords, it's time. It's time for you to make the decision. It's time for you to cut people out, and it's time for you to move on and do what's best for you. This is going to create balance in your life and allow you to be in control. You're going to be the one, co-creating. You're going to be the one being able to distribute the wealth. My God, Queen of Pentacles, the messages just don't stop coming. Like, okay, yeah, 10 Swords. Okay, I'm like, I'm done. I'm not taking any more from there. All right, guys, this was a beautiful reading. I really hope you enjoyed. I hope you took something out of it. Love and light and darkness, right? We find our love and light after the darkness. So, smooches. I love you guys.